Mm-hmm.
I fought Seafood, Jess Upton like three
Mm-hmm.
times. It was a lot of people that oh shit, what the hell was that? Okay. It was a lot of people I scrapped with. It was just I don't know what happened. Like you said, I guess the page got deleted and
Yeah,
that was it.
exactly. So yeah, but it's about to go live, and in fact, it might even be live already. So the Zoom needs to Zoom. If you're watching this, or anyone who works at Zoom, gotta make it so we can customize a little better on YouTube. Because what happens is, I tell everyone this: I have to go into Zoom after I go into Zoom and I make everything all set. I have to go into YouTube and reset a bunch of things. It's like, yeah, like Zoom is
Oh
almost
shit.
perfect. If they can just like get this part taken care of, then I'm sure they'll corner the market for live streaming.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
So, but yeah, that's some frustrations tech wise with things. But, it's probably not completely Zoom's fault because obviously YouTube has limitations, right? They don't want anyone able to just do whatever. So, if you want to live stream, you better pay for something good, or you
Yeah.
have to deal with things like Zoom where there's limitations, but it's all good.
Yeah. That's how it works, man.
Yeah, Cavali Muay Thai. Cavali. So everyone watching, this is Cavali. Cavali's been on the channel before, but this is in fact, last time I talked to you, I think it was like 2020 or 2021. It was a few years
A
ago, man,
long
now that
time.
I
I
think
had
about it.
shorter hair. I didn't have a ponytail back then, so it was
Yeah,
a long time ago.
yeah. So yeah, a lot of things have happened since then. Cavali's fought a lot since then. So yeah, let's catch up. Let's just very briefly before I even begin, I'll just introduce Cavali. Cavali's been covered by Fight Commentary Breakdowns many times. Cavali started with the Man of Stand-Up Days. He was the star. There were a lot of stars, given a lot of other people credit, but Cavali was the star. So, and back then Cavali was only Kung Fu and a little bit of karate, right?
A little bit of karate, a little bit of boxing, a little bit of ninjutsu.
Yeah, and ninjutsu, that's when I forgot. Yeah. So, but then eventually Cavalli now is mostly Muay Thai. Of course, all his other training factors in. So Cavalli's had a career in Muay Thai. So we will talk about that mostly. So Cavalli, yeah, welcome back, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. So, okay, let us talk about where you've been since last time we talked. Obviously, you've been having a lot of Muay Thai fights. You went on other promotions too. Yeah, so let's talk about it.
So the last time we spoke, I was still an amateur, right? So I was turning professional,
Mm-hmm.
and then I went pro in 2021, late 2021, September 17th. Yeah, my first pro fight. Like they started. So the way New York worked, some places are still closed because of COVID. Some places are still open,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of the fight promotions was like not having nothing. But FNC Friday Night Throwdown, they was like, "Yo, we back. Fuck it. Fuck the regulations. Boom. Y'all got to get tested, of course, but we back." So I had
Yeah.
my first pro fight with them, and then I won that fight. After that, I did Freedom Fighters promotion. That's another Muay Thai promotion in New York. Rami Ibrahim. He was a pro fighter in America, Muay Thai fighter. He has a lot of belts, a lot of accolades. So he started his own Muay Thai promotion, Freedom Fighters. I fought once for them. I didn't win that fight. And since then, it's been like it's kind of been hard for me to get fights as a professional. It's
Mm-hmm.
like I'm not saying it's every promoter. I'm not saying it's every single one of them. When you're a pro fighter, especially here in New York, it's like they have to pay you. So it's like all right, I'll pay you. I'll get you in a fight, but you got to sell at least 30 tickets or some shit like that.
Oh.
Or, it's way easier to just get an amateur. If
Yeah.
I was amateur, bro, I'd be getting fights like this.
Yeah.
But it's way easier to get an amateur because you don't have to pay them. They're going to sell
Mhm.
tickets already.
Yeah.
And you give them whatever little percentage from that and they fight whatever. But for me, it's been kind of hard recently. So I'm going to start trying to do some traveling. If I can't get fights here, I'm going to start trying to do some traveling.
Yeah.
Florida, Atlanta, Jersey, Philly, wherever. But I got to get these, I got to get these fights in.
Yeah. Yeah. Are any of these Muay Thai matches you've had since going pro, are they online at all?
The no, I haven't been able to find none of them online.
Oh man.
I've only the only ones I have footage of is the two that I recorded, well, that I had people record for me.
Hmm.
Other than that, I haven't been able to find anything. I did something called. You ever heard of PKA?
Yes.
So I did like a PKA tryout back in 2022.
Uh-huh.
Really wasn't my thing, but I was like, fuck it, I like to fight. So,
Yeah.
like, so I went there, it was out in Long Island, and I didn't do too good. But there's like a certain rules. It's like a certain, you have to do 8 kicks per round.
Oh,
Yeah, you have to do 8 kicks per round. Then you can punch as much as you want, whatever. The guy I went against, he was a good, dude was fire. He did like the best Taekwondo dude in New York. I had no clue. But when it got like when I said, all right, fuck the kicks, and I just started like doing we couldn't leg kick either. We couldn't leg kick. So I'm doing like my boxing combinations into the kicks. I was working, but he was kind of already winning. He threw so many kicks. And it was the dude was nice. And there was so many kicks, so he kind of won that. But that was like something we had, and I still didn't get the footage on that either.
I see.
It's kind of
It
hard
looks
getting
like
footage.
I maybe I should reach out to these. Just be like, yo, man, I want to see some Cavali, man. I'll promise now. I'll be like, hey, I'll cover it on fight commentary breakdown. Let's see if that can
Yo,
incentivize
that
me.
would have been. Boy, I wish I was a little more connected at that time. Like I was kind of disconnected from everybody at that time.
I mean, we were
I'm
all
just
going through stuff, right?
that.
You know, it
Yeah,
was,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah. I'm just now starting to get back to the fold with other people and collabing and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
um, yeah, hopefully, my goal. Remember, I told you I want to fight in Japan.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do for next year, my goal is I'm gonna go to Thailand for like 3 months out the year. Try to like fight out there and then make my way to Japan, come back and go back and forth because over there they allow you to fight like
Yeah.
crazy. You can fight every other week
Yeah.
out there in Thailand. You know
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe you could make a stop to Taiwan too. You know,
what's in
I remember I
Taiwan?
was talking to you about it. I'm like, dude, imagine you like taking on Silala and stuff. That'd be
Oh
really
yeah, yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah. Yo, bro, I want to fight him. What's the dragons thing they got out there?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's
That if that promotion's doing more, I think you'd be great in it. Yeah,
Bro, I'm trying to
yeah.
do bro, I want to do karate combat. I'll do that what's it called? Dirty boxing. What's his name? Mike Platinum Perry. It's his promotion. Dirty
Hmm.
boxing, bro. I'll do any of these shits to be honest.
Uh-huh.
Like I'll fight anywhere. I'll fight in the fucking. You ever seen when John Paul Van Dam fought Tong Po? I'll fight in some shit like that if I'm allowed to.
Yeah. There's a bare knuckle MMA now too.
I seen that. I seen that.
Yeah,
I seen that.
yeah.
I seen that. I would.
So yeah,
I want to do left way, so I'm not against the bare knuckle. I'll do it all
yeah,
if I'm getting paid to
yeah.
do that.
Exactly. Yeah, I think we will definitely see you on the stage, man. I know it. I know it. Like you're very skilled, man, and just like sometimes the time will come, right? And I know the time's gonna come. I know it.
Yeah. So what I try to stay prepared. Rest in peace, my man Philip Pabon. He was big in the music industry here in New York.
Hmm.
He passed away some years ago. Rest in peace, Phil. But I remember Phil told me, uh, he said preparation plus timing equals success. So it may not have been my time, but I know my time is coming, so I'm staying prepared. Like I'm staying
Yeah.
on it. So when I get that chance, I'm blowing the roof off of everything. They've never seen a fighter like me before. I don't think there's ever been a guy like me, certified loose cannon.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like I'm bringing actual skill. It's not just theatrics, you know.
Yeah.
Like fuck, I'll fight Jake Paul if he want if he will if he say yo let's do it, I'll do it.
Oh yeah, dude. Cavali versus Jake Paul would be awesome.
The build up would be crazy.
Yeah.
It would be like WWE on steroids, no pun intended. But
Yeah. 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 I mean, exactly like you said, it's all about just keep putting in the effort and it will happen. That's the key. It's just like sometimes you got to listen to that voice that it's like, why do you keep studying this? Why do you keep training this? Like, I'm only saying this because I'm doing the same with chess, right? People are like, why do you keep studying chess? I'm like, because it's something it's cool. I care about it. And,
yeah,
if a chess video blows up one day, because I do make chess videos, then okay, well, I'm prepared because my knowledge keeps increasing. Right? It's the same with you. It's like when that promotion finds you or when that video finds you, then you're like, okay, well, I got all this to offer.
yeah, it's like you got a track record.
Yeah.
I'm not shitting on nobody else's promotion, but people always send me videos of like street beefs or them like backyard promotions, whatever. And it's like, all right, that's cool, whatever. And they got eyes on them, but that's not. in my opinion, that's not like what I do. Like I'm fighting people that's actually credible and shit like that. So that's the only thing I really need is eyes on me. That's all I really need, and that's why I'm doing as much as I'm doing now.
I wonder too. So because now you've gone pro, you're not able to fight. Can you still fight for free, or do you have to get paid to fight?
I
Hmm
could fight for free, but like I'm not doing that no more.
hmm
Like
hmm
I did that from my early 20s up till I can't do that. I can't do that anymore.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I remember fighting in. You ever heard of UFL?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, UCL, Underground Combat League.
Hmm
It was in the Bronx. That shit was crazy, bro. Like that was a wild. That's why I could fight in these promotions like nothing because that experience was wild.
hmm
Dudes in the back, doing coke. Dudes putting coke in their shins. And
What?
no EMTs. That shit feel like a meth lab. Like you just
Woo!
wilding out. So um, I did all that for free. I'll never go back to doing this shit for free.
Yeah.
Um,
Wow. Yeah.
yeah,
The
yeah,
reason
yeah.
I asked is
That
because sorry, very quickly. The reason I asked is because I do know the Street Beast people. So maybe if there's a way, because they got a lot of eyes on them. If there's a way we set you up with like a really good opponent or something, or like we set you up with another guy who's also like you know has a really unique style, it might be a good match just to get the eyes on you. Just a thought. Again, we can talk about that later. But because you mentioned Street Beef, I'm sure they would love you.
Bro, they would
Any of their
love you.
branches
They
would
would
love
love you,
you.
bro. They would fucking You saw what I did in and that was just boxing. What I did in the Mighty Mouse joint.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was strictly boxing, and I wasn't even trying to knock the dude out.
Yeah.
So imagine if I did do like some street beef shit, or like they would love me because it would be like fly kicks,
Yeah.
Liu Kang, like
Yeah,
just
yeah. I'm
off
I'm
the wall.
sure if you were on Street Beach, you'd be doing all these crazy kicks, all these throws and stuff. So that's why I'm like, it might be like the place to get the eyes on you.
So you're
But
saying that's like the fight ECW?
a little bit, huh? But then I see what you mean because there is this fear, especially now that you've gone pro. It's like if you go to Street Beast, get big on Street Beast, then what if you're gonna be always doing backyard fights, right? That's like the thing that you don't want
I
to
don't
be
want to.
doing anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Like
get
you want to be
typecast.
doing Ganryujima and stuff like that.
Yo, did they still do that?
I Ganryujima, I think they just did another season recently.
I had no clue they was still going. I love that.
Yeah,
I
it was
saw the
still going
capoeira
on, man.
dude. I love that shit. The capoeira dude was cooking. He was
Yeah,
cooking.
yeah,
Uh, there's another dude. He does like a Hado karate or something like that. He got cooked by another karate. I love Gani
yeah,
Ujima. Like, that shit
yeah.
was fire.
They got their social media together, by the way, because when I was covering them, I didn't know they had a channel. But then, like a few years ago, they suddenly maybe they saw that everyone was covering them. Their channel now is blowing up. Ganryujima has their own channel now. Finally,
I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna
yeah.
check it out. I love them. I love them.
Unfortunately, I believe it's in Japanese, so I don't know if you can find it by searching Ganryujima, but I'll send you the
I mean, I
channel.
speak Japanese, so
Oh, even better. There you go.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, what is a day in the life of you like right now?
Right now, it's all hustling. It's all hustling. So we had like the migrant crisis in New York,
Yeah.
so money is kind of like it's like fluctuating right now. Like before the migrants came, I was caking. After the migrants came, shit was kind of like
Oh,
you
is it
know
because of competition for jobs and stuff?
that and a lot of. So I was doing Uber too, right? Because they allow all of the migrants to come in. It's like, all right, now I used to make $100 a day, $120 a day. Now it's like, well, you got to register your time now. It's because there's so many people. You got to register your time now. You can't work just for hours off the clock the way you wanted to. Also, they were like, all right, we're gonna start paying you guys $18 an hour, but but you got to be on a register. So now, let's say you register for the whole week, you could probably only work 1 hour on a Monday, maybe. Yeah. So you have to register each hour throughout the week. And yeah, it's crazy how the system is set up now. And it's like
Wow.
it's so many migrants that they're giving them more of the jobs than they're giving us, which is crazy. We're from here. Why are we
Wow.
not getting? It's crazy. So I was doing that, and I teach kickboxing in the city. I teach Muay Thai in the city at Hit House. Hit House is dope. It's like entry level Muay Thai that anybody can
Uh-huh.
learn. They got a dope setup. They have a bag called the Bishop. You can hit the Bishop as much as you want. like
Yeah.
it's like so it's like it's built like a chess piece Bishop. So there's like the head, the neck, the body. Is great for like elbows, but like I love Hit House. I love Hit. I love Hit House.
Wow.
Other than that, for me, it's mostly training, talking to girls, and playing Tekken.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I've been on. I play a lot of Tekken. I play a lot of Tekken. I'm not gonna say a lot of girls, but I be macking to a few shorties and just I try to make art too. So like uh and I'm probably chatting right now, but on YouTube I got um I made like a small little mini movie. So before I was doing like Muay Thai training mixed with like horror movie clips. So I
Uh-huh.
made like a little fake Friday the 13th movie. It's called Freddy Got Boomed, and it's pretty much the story is me. Freddy Krueger's in my dreams. Now I'm training to fight him when I
Hmm.
go to the dreams. It's wild. I'll send it to you.
Hmm.
But I've been strictly like training, teching, and just like trying to like learn how to direct. So I'll make horror movies in the future. So I've been like reading all types of different books on
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah.
that.
That's good. I'm glad you can get paid a little training people because man, what you told me about how like it got harder to Uber, just it got harder to work and wow, that's just
Wait, bro,
crazy.
wait. Yo, we thought so like when Trump was president, I was eating, bro. Like I was
Hmm.
eating. And then the pandemic happened, I was still eating. Once Biden came in and like and I'm not trying to get political or nothing, but like once the administration switched, like 2 years into it, shit just like nosedived.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just me. It wasn't just me. A lot of people I know, like, they lost certain benefits or they lost Medicaid. I lost Medicaid, all types of shit. And
Wow.
I was like, yo, I don't understand like what's happening. I really didn't understand what was happening with the economy in the city.
Yeah.
I didn't notice the migrants. I didn't notice that. And then once we noticed what it was, and it was like, oh shit, like
Yeah.
this is hard. Like, so
Yeah, wow. Yeah, the because I saw it on YouTube, right? I don't really watch television, so I didn't see it on the news, but I saw it covered on YouTube. And I'm just like just the fact that it even affected your Uber, like that's crazy. That's crazy because for me, I would think, okay, maybe some of those people might need to ride Ubers, but then it's like, I guess what it also showed is some of them are trying to be Uber drivers, right?
so like let's say this is the thing. They'll just be sitting on their bikes because we were getting paid. So December of last year, uh December of last year, I had just got divorced and I started to notice I'm like, yo, hold on. These dudes are just we just started getting the 18 an hour. They're just sitting here. They're literally just sitting here on their bikes, getting the 18. This is before the register. They're just sitting here getting the 18. The way my shit was set up, I couldn't just sit there. I had to I had to get jobs. I had to move around. So I was
Yeah.
like, yo, what's going on? I was making like this much. Then it went to like 40, 30. I'm like, yo, what's going on? My cousin was like, yo, you don't notice? Like, look at the people doing Uber with you. I'm like, okay, let's make a little sense. And then even more came. And then Uber was like, you know what? There's so many of you guys, we can't just keep paying all of y'all. So now I gotta put y'all, we gotta give you guys your registered time slots. And that killed everything. That stopped everything. If you think you were gonna make 100 a day, you think you're gonna make 200 a day, that's over. That's done.
So what I'm
Yeah.
learning from you is that before they put on kind of like the register, anyone could basically sign up. Even if they came in here, they didn't really have a status yet, they can still like work for
No,
Uber.
no ID, no none of that. No ID.
But how
They
are
were
they going
you
to get paid if they can't even like get a PTIN, like a
uh
or like
so like
yeah.
so like let's say it's like we're in a shelter, right? We're migrants in the shelter, and it's like six of us, and it's your account. I could use your face. Boom, we roll over in the bed. I use your face, and I go work on your account. So
Oh,
now it's like Whatever money he gets, we just share whatever we
Share
work.
it. Dude,
Yeah.
I see that in LA sometimes too. I'll have like a male name with an Uber delivery, like if I do any kind of takeout, and the person delivering is a lady. And so it's like, yeah, they're sharing their account. That so basically New York was that, but on steroids.
Still, bro. I mean, they it looks since Trump got elected. I'm not gonna hold you. It looks a little scarce right now. I was in front of Chick-fil-A, and the thing is, these guys. Like, I'm not shitting on other countries, but these guys come here and there's like no type of consideration for the country that they in or the country that they're coming to. So none of them speak English. They all musty. I'm in front of the Chick-fil-A, and it's like, so let's say you're a worker in one of these restaurants, and everybody wants common courtesy. But I come to the window and you just throw your phone in my face. Like you don't say nothing. You just so that's what was happening, especially in front of the Chick-fil-A by the Barclays Center. Now it's like everything is like kind of empty. It's like kind of spread out. You go to Queens, it's like they all going to Queens. Queens is flooded. Here in Brooklyn, it's kind of like it's like clearing out a little bit. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All I know is that all I know is that the migrant crisis fucked us up.
Wow.
It really put a dent in everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm so glad you're talking about this again. Like, I've been on the West Coast for so long. I haven't visited New York City since 2016, right? Or
yeah.
2017. So, like, I
So
don't know
you was
what it's
all right. So
like
that's
on the
when Trump
ground.
was president. So yeah, it
Yeah.
was different. Like the city was still New York it was kind of still New York at that time.
Yeah.
For these past 4 years, it didn't feel like New York. It felt like
Wow.
something else.
That's crazy. Wow. Good thing because, you're a skilled Muay Thai person, you're a skilled fighter, that at least you had that, right? You could go to the gym. Did
Yeah.
they pay you well to be a coach, or was it kind of like just get by type of thing?
Nah. So when I was at Crunch, because I went to Crunch last year, that was kind of like some bullshit. Like I was the only pro fighter there. They had like an amateur boxer that came there to
Uh-huh.
work, but he didn't stay too long. I was there and it was like, yo, they saw what I was doing on the bag. Like, oh shit, like, okay, he knows what he's doing. Then they had something called prospecting. So like you're on the floor, you're trying to get clients.
Yeah.
I had got one client and nobody could ever get this guy. I got this guy. And I was just teaching him boxing. Then there was other people coming in, they see me working on the bag, they want to learn what I'm learning. And then boom, I'm teaching them, and the management is seeing this. So I'm like, yo, y'all see what I'm doing? Let me get a class. Like easy, I can teach a class easy.
Yeah.
I don't even
Yeah.
need a bunch. I only need one bag. I have my own pads. I can bring my own gloves. All I need is a class. And they didn't want to give me a class.
Oh.
And it was like, all right, I'll see what else I can find.
Yeah.
Then I found about Hit House from a friend of mine, and that shit is lovely, lovely. I
Hmm.
get paid well. Um, I get to impart. People come there for a good workout, but when they leave from me, it's like they getting good knowledge on fighting, good workout, and they feeling happy. People, I love it. It's been a year now. People leave my class smiling. So
Oh, that's great.
yeah, I love it, bro. I love that. I love him. Like, I love it.
I see. I found it. I found Hit House. I found they have a YouTube channel. Found it.
Yep. If you go to the website, you'll see me as one of the trainers in there. Big smile and everything. I don't even
Uh,
smile on camera, but
I
I
see.
love him. Yeah, it's like
Cool.
it's a
Oh, there you are.
yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
let me show people real quickly. Oh, I love it. Yeah. Everyone, look. There's Cavali right here. Look at that. There's Cavali right here. That's awesome. Cool.
I love
That's
Hit House,
awesome.
man.
Yeah, that's great. I love your hustle, man. I love your hustle. It's like, you did your best. Crunch could have really benefited from having you, but it didn't work out. And you're like, okay, let's figure it out, man. It's great. I love
And
it.
they were at a perfect location downtown Brooklyn.
Wow.
So it's like on what is this? Fulton Street. So here in Brooklyn, Fulton Street is like our main strip downtown Brooklyn. Fulton goes from downtown Brooklyn all the way to my neighborhood, Best Stop. So they were on the downtown Brooklyn side, and the minute you come in, there's the bag, there's the punching bag, and you
Hmm.
see somebody like me hitting it, and I'm doing combinations, Dutch style drill, doing Muay Thai stuff. So it's like, oh shit, more than one person wanted me to have a class, and they
Wow.
just fumbled. But yeah,
Yeah.
like I'm a hustler, yeah. I'm definitely a hustler.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, that's cool. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Hit House. How you teach there? I mean, that's perfect. Like, how do you get your students motivated? What do you start the class with? What do you guys focus on, and then how do you end the class?
So it's pretty much I give them like a good 3 minute warm up. We do one round where it's like a 12 round fight, 12 rounds, right?
Uh,
12 3 minute rounds. So we do one round is like a warm up. The next round I'm teaching them punching. Well, I'm giving them the stance first. I'm giving them the march first. So if you go to a lot of gyms that teach Muay Thai, they don't really teach the march. I'm teaching them the actual march. So we warmed up. Now I'm teaching you how to march in Muay Thai, how to stand. Now, once I show you your march, that's yours. You can tweak it to how you want to. Now I'm giving them the punches, all upper techniques. Then I'm giving them the legs. After that, it's like first combo, second combo, third combo, and then we go into like isometrics, something like that. We'll do abs, we'll do footwork drills and stuff like that. So what gets them motivated is we have good music for one. So we're playing good music. I'm already a personality. Like when I'm not a loose cannon for nothing. I'm getting them. I'm making people smile in the class. I'm giving them some type of like motivation through jokes, and it's like I'm getting them hyped with every combo. Every combo is that's perfect. What else? Now what else? Um, my favorite part of the class is like towards the ending because now it's like all right. I say I do the hard stuff in the middle, and I say okay now we got the easy stuff out the way, right? And then I just give them more either two boxing drills or I give them some type of like simple drills.
mhm.
Um, it's an experience. One day I just gotta record it so I can show
Yeah,
how my
exactly.
class
Please
is.
do.
I gotta record it, but it's like by the end of it, everybody's happy, everybody's smiling. Like,
Mhm.
and I always have a good turnaround. I don't have a revolving door situation where it's like I might see one person and see them again like 6 months later. Nah, every week I got the same people coming in. The class fills up. Yeah, I can honestly say I've never liked teaching martial arts, but this is the first time where I actually love teaching
Wow,
anywhere. You know,
that's great. What type of students do you have? Are they from all walks of life?
yeah, models, lawyers, common people just from the hood, common people from just from the suburbs, like literally
That's
everybody,
awesome.
and I'm able to fluctuate because like I'm able to talk to anybody and meet them where they at. So
Yeah.
it's like now two people that might have never seen each other, never been in a room with each other before. Now they're here. I'm kind of bringing them together. You know what I mean? So like that's another good feeling too. But it's literally everybody. We're right across the street from the Supreme store, Soho. So it's like you see any and everybody coming in. People across the street have even come in. You know, it's fire, man. That's all I can say. The shit is fire.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome. I mean, I think obviously we want you to fight all over the world, but I think you have another thing going on, which I think you'd be
Yeah,
one of the best coaches. Whether people want you for just cardio kickboxing, but I hope more. I hope people want you for learn how to actually fight and stuff. Like you'd be perfect for that.
I mean, I would sort of think like I want to. I'm in my 30s now. I want to fight it for the next 12 years. You know what I mean? I still want to keep fighting. I want to be competitive. But
Mhm.
yeah, like I'm open to teaching now. Before I
Yeah.
was never open to it. But after Hit House, I'm open to it to change my perspective on just seeing people smile
Yeah.
from something that I'm giving them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like just teaching them one
Yeah.
simple technique and they're happy that they learned it. They leave the class happy that they feel worked out and they learned something. Like
Yeah.
that makes me happy. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm definitely open to teaching now.
Yeah, that's great. And I'm sure when you start making that trip to Thailand and stuff like that, just yeah, I think we caught you at a fork in the road, right? And there's going to be a
Yeah,
lot more
yeah.
great updates to come. So that means we need to talk more. We need to have more conversations. Every time you have an update, you have something planned, let me know and then we can
I
talk more.
definitely got you. I
Yeah.
definitely got you. I'm working on something big coming up in February. I don't really want to say what it is yet, but behind the scenes we'll talk and
Yeah.
when it's like set in stone, we could definitely talk about it. I'm excited about it. I'm really excited about it. Um we just gotta make sure it goes through.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
it.
Exactly. So yeah, and even before February, if we have time, we should do a talk. But yeah, definitely, I like that. In February, let's do another talk when
Nah,
we get
most
more
definitely.
news on that big thing.
Most definitely. So I was supposed to fight last Friday for FNT, Friday Night Throwdown, but they couldn't find me an opponent.
Mm,
Um, so they're talking about they're gonna do something in February too. So if worst
mm,
come to worst, I'll be fighting twice in February. If the dates
mm,
match up, I'll fight twice in February.
mm,
That's my type of style. I remember 2015, I fought 12 times in 1 year after I
wow.
was a team demolition. I was an amateur and I fought 12 times. So that's like a fight every month. I don't think I fought in May. I think, no, I didn't fight in March. I fought twice in April. So
Mm-hmm.
like, that's my type of vibe. Keep moving, keep going, keep hustling. So
Yeah.
hopefully I can get back to that soon. That's the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Just fight every
Mm-hmm.
other fucking week.
I see. Yeah, I was searching up Friday Night Throwdown, and yeah,
Yeah, FNT,
yeah,
yeah.
more information on it. Are they still in Chinatown or they're elsewhere?
The last one was here in Brooklyn. Yeah,
Uh,
last year, yeah. I fought for them in Chinatown. I was at the Capital, and then I fought for them on Broad. So downtown Manhattan, there was an old bank, right? It was like an old vault. They used that as the venue for the fight. Like that shit was fire. This one was, I think, an event space. They had like a disco ball and everything.
wow.
But they always throw good events. And I was gonna ask, did you see the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fiasco?
Yeah, I did. I did. I mean, I
Did you?
knew by round three Tyson would be tired, right? So I predicted. I told people I was actually more pessimistic. I told people Tyson probably going to get knocked out in round
That's
three.
what I
But
thought.
yeah, see, you and
That's what
I,
I thought.
like anyone that's trained, just knows where people are, right? And like people didn't believe. People were like, no, no, Tyson's going to win. I'm like, no, he's going to be lucky if he survives the whole thing, and
But
he did. I'm glad he did. But like, I knew by round three he had 2 rounds tops, and I was right. But I was
yeah, the
wrong that
first
he
two
didn't
he
get
looked.
knocked out.
Yeah, I was. Well, he had better head movement than what I gave him credit for. I forgot all about that. But
Yeah.
everybody, people don't like Jake Paul, so it's easy to say. It's just like with Kendrick and Drake. People don't like Drake, so it's easy to say, "Yo, I like Kendrick. He's better." Such and such. If you look at Mike Tyson, I was like, his trainer looked good, but we're watching clips. We're not watching his whole training. We're watching clips. So I don't know what
Yeah.
his whole training looks like. I've
Yeah.
seen Jake Paul train, you know, for durations of time. But I'm happy Mike got a check.
Yeah.
I'm happy that Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor had a good fight.
Yeah.
Um, the fight before that with Barrios, that was a good fight. And that first fucking fight, man, I tweeted, I was like, yo, this is where I should fucking be at. This is where I should be at. I should have been in that card. I should have been in the undercard for that. I would have cooked that Indian dude that they had fighting. I would have cooked him. I would have
I mean,
cooked
he
the
was a
Brazilian dude.
Bollywood star, right? So,
Oh, he
they
was?
got him for the views. Yeah, he was a
I didn't
Bollywood
know
star.
that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He
I
was a
didn't know that.
Bollywood star, either a stuntman or something more. Like that's why they got him because he had star power. He would bring, I'm sure a lot of Indians in Netflix use Netflix, right? So like
Hell yeah.
he would have like it wasn't just because of Mike Tyson. I'm telling you, I'm sure there was a lot of Indian audience too
Hell
watching
yeah.
that event.
What did they got? A billion, over a billion people, right?
It was something. It was something like all I know is it broke Netflix records. It was the most watched live event on Netflix. I don't remember what it was. I can look it up right now. Yeah,
That's
Tyson
insane.
versus Paul
That
Netflix event viewership.
that's what I should have been, man. I was like,
Yeah,
yo, that's what I need.
yeah,
Cause I got the mouthpiece, pause. I know how to talk and I know how to fight too. I'm looking at this fight. I'm like, yo, dude, he's beating the turkey shit out this Brazilian dude. I
mhm,
know I could have did better than that. Like,
yeah,
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 I ain't gonna hold you, man. I got a little bit depressed watching that shit.
yeah, yeah. We all did. By the end of the fight between Tyson and Paul, I think all of us kind of like because I screened it here with because my roommate has Netflix, so we watched it here, and all of us collectively had like a depression, a little bit, like a mini depression. It's like, oh, but like I warned everyone. I was like, dude, like people in their 50s, that's why they don't step into the ring
The
versus
ring,
someone that's
yeah.
in their 20s. Like, there's a reason for it.
He just his legs look shot too. Like everybody was saying, "Oh, this is fixed." No, it wasn't
It's not
fixed. Like
fixed. Yeah.
every every time something don't go to people's wishes, they think it's fixed
Yeah.
or they say it's rigged or
Yeah.
something. It
I
wasn't
mean, you
rigged.
see that on YouTube whenever I cover something. The side that didn't win, they're always like, oh, yeah, oh, like, you look good with Kung Fu back in the day. Oh, he wasn't doing any Kung Fu.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
he
yeah,
was
yeah,
fighting a
yeah.
person who didn't know how to fight. It's always that shit. I cover anything. Even the Muay Thai people are guilty of it. Muay Thai loses a fight. Jerry, you picked the worst Muay Thai, man. Have him go
Yeah, I
against
see that.
Bukaw.
Yeah, yeah.
That's basically a Tai Chi guy saying, that's not the real master. He would have won against the real. You can't be like, we were making fun of that stuff from like the traditional side, but now you see like anybody who's too attached to their sport does the same exact thing. It's not just the traditionalist thing.
That's because we live in the era of the echo chambers now. So
Yeah.
everybody got that one little echo chamber. Like speaking of Muay Thai, and I was looking at the karate combat shit. Yo, karate got cooked. I don't know. You said it was an MMA guy. I heard them say
You said it was
Kyokushin. I'm not sure.
Kyokushin. Okay.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so I heard them talk like the announcers talking about Kyokushin going on.
Oh.
So that's what I was thinking, and he got cooked. All of they allowing elbows and clinching karate combat. I mean,
Yeah.
that's where
When
I
the
need to
guy
be.
did that, I was like, whoa, 12-9 or 12 to
Yo,
6, 12 to 6
12 to
elbows.
6, yeah.
Yeah.
My I love elbows. A guy I fought, he fought in karate combat recently. He got
Uh,
cooked. But some elbows changed the game.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
now it's not just, you can't just throw punches and whatever. No. Now we're peeling back with clinch and elbowing.
Yes.
It changes everything now.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
loved the fight you just covered, the pin patch. I loved every second of it.
Yeah.
Every second of it. That's how it's supposed to look. That's what's supposed to happen,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? But a lot of people don't know what they're looking at in terms of fighting. They just think, well, what I want to win should win, so that's it. And like
Yeah.
you said, it's not even just on the traditional side anymore. It's literally everywhere,
Yeah. Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Yeah, and
Which
so yeah, about the that I guess maybe his striking style is Kyokushin. The reason I called him MMA was because when I looked him up, I saw that he had MMA fights.
MMA fights,
So
okay,
he
okay.
might be a Kyokushin fighter who like steps into different
And
promotions. So
yeah, I
yeah,
get you.
like yeah, but yeah, but that's why it was really interesting that if he is an MMA guy, right? That's why it's like he must have fought in maybe MMA promotions where there were no elbows or something. Like he didn't seem like he knew how to deal with a
He
lot of
knew anything.
attacks.
He's from
Yeah.
he was from Iran, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't know your rule set, but I would know. I'm in Thailand. They have Muay Thai fighters fighting tonight. I would know. Be wary of
Yeah.
elbows, like
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
But yo,
exactly.
when you gonna come to New York? When you gonna pay us a
Um,
visit?
I will be coming to the East Coast on the 6th. So then we'll see. We'll see what the plans are.
You
I
gotta
I
come by my gym, bro.
yeah,
You
I
gotta come
know.
by
I
my
gotta
gym.
go. I gotta come say hi. Definitely. Like if things work out. So my goal, I want to finish this tax class I'm taking. I'm like
Mhm.
32% finished, which sounds less than it is. Like there's a lot. So I don't know if I can finish it by the end of the year. But if I can get like 60% finished, 70% done with the course. So if I can do that, then I'll try to take a trip to New York. I'll try to take a trip to Florida because I cover a lot of Florida stuff and I cover a
Yeah, I
lot of
know.
New York stuff. So then bam, that would be a great martial arts journey. And
Sounds
then
good.
I'm
Hell yeah.
sure just getting hang out with you and stuff, it'll help me heal my ankle. Part of it's the mind, man.
Yeah, so how was your ankle exactly? What's wrong with it exactly?
I fell really bad running because there was a pothole I didn't see. So
Mm.
so I completely fell. Thank goodness, you have the reflexes, so you brace. So like I didn't smack my upper body, didn't smack my face, but still the ankle, both sides of the ankle.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So it's a pretty compound little injury because it's not just one part. It's like probably 3 or 4 parts of the ankle that are sprained. So it's gonna take a
Damn.
while.
How long ago did that happen?
That happened in August. So yeah, it might take like 6 months. I'm prepared for it.
Now, you
Yeah,
always
but
got a
it
good
is getting
attitude,
much
man.
better, especially this week, man. I noticed it was getting better finally this week. So I know it's gonna get there. And I'm doing PT next week anyways. So,
Oh, yo, you'll be good. You'll be
yeah,
good. You'll be good.
I'll be good.
Yeah.
So hopefully my Savat coach Nicholas was like, Jay, come on, we gotta get you training. So like hopefully I can at least just, do some simple movements, do some kicks, nothing fancy. Right? I'm not gonna be doing capoeira anytime soon, unfortunately, but you know.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You always got a good disposition, man. I always love that from you. I'm always,
Oh, thank you. Thank
you
you.
know what I mean? I'm always happy when you have when you yourself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That always makes me feel good too.
Yeah, it's really funny because so earlier this year when we reconnected, I told you how I hurt my wrist. Like when I
Yeah.
hurt my wrist, I was really emotional. I was really pissed. But I guess sometimes you need to hurt multiple parts of your body in one year because then when I hurt my ankle, I was like, well, what can I do now to not repeat what happened when I hurt my wrist? And then that's why I
Yeah.
committed to that tax class. I'm like, I need to do at least two things that make my mind grow. One thing's not enough. Just studying chess is not enough. So I was like, study taxes and study chess. And theoretically, I should do another thing that really uses the mind. I haven't found that thing yet, but yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
Learn another language.
yeah. Well, that's a good idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like learning
Or
Japanese helped me develop a lot.
that's true. Well, I like how you think. Learn another language. Ooh, I like how you
Yeah,
think.
because it forces you to retain information. It also forces you to, okay, this word doesn't go there, this sentence, like it'll help you. It'll help you.
Wow. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I mean, learn. I might learn Japanese too, just because it can help me search up stuff to cover in Japanese. Like, there's
That's true.
so
Yeah,
much Japanese
that's
martial
true.
arts content that's hidden. Kind of like I can find all the Chinese stuff, but there's like as much Japanese stuff hidden that I can't find. Right?
But yeah, but so I like them Chinese joints because them shits be funny as hell. Like Japanese is more serious, right? If you look at like when Shu Xiaodong fought the Kung Fu master with the tape on his face, like that's fucking hilarious to me. Like he couldn't see, and they still made him go out there and fight. Or just them shits just be like when the dude with the one arm boxer fought the Wing Chun guy. Like, that was just fucking hilarious to me. Kung Kung Fu in China when they fight, I don't know why. It's like a farce. It's just like when the you said he had silk pajamas on. The master that got knocked out by the hobbyist. Like
Yeah.
I don't, not even a knockout. Just the whole story behind it and the story after it is just fucking hilarious. Like
Yeah.
the floor is slippery. Or when Shisha don't fought the guy, he said I couldn't see because the sun.
Son.
Like that's yo. Like I'd rather watch Chinese shit. The guy that fought Bulkar, the
Yeah.
the Chinese, he looked bigger than Bulkar actually.
Yeah, he
And
was very fit. Like he looked like a model, man. That guy's
he
good looking
did.
too, man, but
He
couldn't
kept kicking him
fight.
in the nuts on purpose. He kept kicking him in the nuts, and then
Yeah.
every time Bull caught through a knee, he wanted to quit. Like,
He's like, nope, nope, against the rules.
yo, bro,
Yeah.
I swear, your videos have brought me so much joy.
Oh, I'm really thankful that's great, man. The
Like,
the
I
one
was
thing
going through it.
about those videos, Cavali, is that sometimes it takes a while to find another hit like that. But it's like whenever I hear people tell me this, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep looking. I'm gonna keep looking. I
Yo,
got it. I gotta
let me
source them.
ask you, what do you think is your best one that, okay, what do you think is your best one? And then two, what do you think is one that people go back to the most?
I think the one that people go back to the most was that first coverage where Xu Xiaodong fought the Wing Chun guy, and then the one-armed
Okay.
boxer fought the coach of the Wing Chun guy. So people go back to that one a lot. But I think one of my favorites, it's either the one where that kung fu guy who was really big was taking on the boxing girl, and the boxing girl was just running circles around him,
Oh
just
yeah, I
beating
seen
him
that
up.
one. I seen that one.
Yeah,
I seen
it's
that
either
one.
that one or the one where this pro MMA fighter was in the gym and like this stupid kung fu guy was trying to teach him, and then in the oh, have you seen that one?
Probably not.
Okay, that was from last year. That one saved my channel because I was stepping away from my channel for a while, and then like the side project I was working on didn't work out, so I had to go back to my YouTube channel, and that video saved my channel. But basically, I'll send it to you afterwards. The Kung Fu master was trying to teach a pro MMA fighter. He didn't know the guy was pro, and the MMA fighter was really nice. He was just like listening, but eventually he couldn't take it anymore. He was like, you know what? Let's just spar. And he just like the Kung Fu master couldn't pull off anything, and he gave him one little hook that was a little harder. It's like, okay, don't come back type of hook. It was a really good
Oh, I
video.
gotta see that. I gotta
Yeah,
see that. I gotta see.
yeah.
And you said that you stepping away last year. Listen, man, we need you. We need you.
Well,
We need
thank you.
fight commentary breakdowns. I don't care what nobody tell you or
Hmm.
nobody say, or sometimes you're not feeling it. We need you. Your
Oh, thank you,
channel
man.
brings a lot of the martial arts community together. Who
Hmm.
you are as a person in your channel We need you, and I always applaud you, always.
Thank you. I love that you're telling me this because usually it's always the pro fighters. It's always the people who've trained a lot who like tell me this. So like if I get any hate, which I don't care, but like the one thing that like makes me laugh sometimes, it's always the people that don't train that hate on me. It's like, why are you watching my channel if you don't train, you know?
People just want, they just want to have stuff to say, like,
Yeah.
but but um, but that's the internet. That's the world we live in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we showing you love. The fighters showing you love.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
don't care what nobody. I hope you get a big media company.
Oh,
I hope
thank
this
you.
shit blows up. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
because you always separate when it comes to martial arts the fact from the fiction. So it's like people used to say, "Oh, Jerry's just shitting on Wing Chun," or nah. It's like, yo, what's real and what's not. So let's just separate. Let's just split the pie open and see what's inside. And it's like I always applauded that because there's no fugazi, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. And I
yeah,
guess I'll show people this. I got a new lens for my camera. So when
mm,
I film at gyms in the future, I'll have another option. So this is something I don't think I've shown anyone, but so this is another lens for my camera. So when I cover gyms, I'll have even better footage in the
better
future.
footage. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That shit looks expensive.
Yeah, it is. It is. But because I run my own business, like it is a tax write-off. But of course, I don't buy it for the tax write-off. I buy it because I want to improve my quality of stuff. But
Yeah,
yeah, it is.
which is which is I mean you suppose yeah, it's smart. You're supposed to do that.
Yeah,
You're supposed
yeah,
to do that.
yeah, exactly.
Invest into the business. Invest into what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think just to encourage you too. I think keep putting out content too, just like martial arts stuff. Keep putting that out. I know you've especially. I actually didn't know that you got divorced. Because I thought you broke
Oh
up, but
yeah.
I didn't know you got divorced. Like obviously dealing with that, it's a lot. So
Yo, bro, that shit kinda I'm not gonna say it broke me because can't nothing break me,
hmm
but that took a toll on me.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
this has been a hard year. This has been a very hard year,
hmm
and it's about to get harder. So
I
I
got
got that dog in me either way, and I got to fight through it.
yeah,
But that was yeah, getting married. Told my young brothers out there, never get married. That's my advice.
yeah,
Two, if you do, protect yourself. One thing, I protected myself. I didn't get a prenup. I got a post-nuptial agreement. So after we got married, we figured it out. So when we split, um, I was good. But at the same time, yeah, that kind of threw a monkey wrench in everything,
yeah,
bro.
yeah,
And I just delved into work more. I just started making more training videos with horror clips in it. I just started delving into more like old scary movies.
yeah.
Got a journal, started writing in my journal.
Nice.
So it's not like that's why I said it didn't break me. I didn't give it a chance to destroy who I was.
Yeah,
If I was weaker, I don't know where I would be right now, but
yeah.
fortunately I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I think whenever do Xavier Santana, who I bring on this channel a lot, I always tell him like whenever you want to like get featured, just tell me. You too, like if you ever have like a cool kick you want to show off or something, just like send it to me. I could put it at the end of a video or something like that. Dude, I'm always down to feature you. Or like let's say you figure out a new combo or something you want viewers to try, send it to me. I'll put it at the
Sounds
end or the middle of a video. Seriously, the offer's always there.
Yo, I appreciate you. Sounds
Yeah.
good. I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna tap that resource. I
Yeah,
appreciate you.
yeah, absolutely.
I
Because
definitely
like
do.
it, we know unfortunately where the audience is. The audience sometimes they can't watch a video for too long, so sometimes you need to put in like things in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the person I hate to name to give him extra publicity, but Mr. Beast kind of ruined it for a lot of people. Mr. Beast.
I've heard about him,
Okay,
but I
yeah,
don't know too much
don't
about
even care about him. But he popularized the extreme catering towards like Gen Z type of editing that like all YouTubers now use. So like once he came along, he made it even harder for people with an attention span to do anything. So, but anyways, he's going through a lot of stuff right now. So like it's like whatever. I don't want to give him more publicity, but the point is, I can adapt to right. And I was like, oh, hey, if let's say they watch 2 minutes of a commentary, hey, check out Cavali for 20 seconds, right? Why not? Why
Yeah,
not?
yeah, yeah,
Give
yeah,
them
yeah.
something. Yeah.
Small little infomercial. Yeah,
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 little
yeah.
information. Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
we'll
dope.
do that.
That's
We'll
dope.
get you whenever you have some cool or like especially if I'm covering kung fu and then you're like, oh, check out how I put some kung fu into my Muay Thai or something. Bam, right? That's a
I
natural
definitely got
transition.
you. I
Yeah.
definitely got you. I'm back in the gym tomorrow morning. I haven't been in the gym in a week. It's
Mm-hmm.
been a crazy week. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
been a I don't there's never been a time where like I've been away from the gym this long. It's been a crazy week. But yeah, I'm definitely back tomorrow. I'm gonna be recording some more stuff.
Cool.
I did
That's
like
perfect.
I did like a I've just been delving into. I did like a collage of like my old kung fu stuff, like from 10 years ago. 3 weeks. Yeah, yo, listen, man. I don't mean to be long winded, but like martial art. Just talk about martial arts. This makes me warm inside. I swear.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally. Totally.
it
It's
gives me
like
a different sense of
you know,
being.
you and I are the type who could, if it's the right circumstance, we could talk about it for hours, right? And that's the thing. Yeah. I don't think
Boy,
I can even talk about chess for hours. Chess is mostly just for my own personal growth. It wasn't something I was passionate about like as a kid, right? So but like you and I were passionate about martial arts when we were kids, right? So it's like different. Like
hell yeah.
chess will never be the same.
I like chess when I was a kid because I listened
Uh-huh.
to Wu Tang and they had a chess class. They had a chess program in my school when I was a kid. And I remember I entered a tournament. I came there with a little suit on, and they're like, I'm playing chess in like the first 30 seconds. The kid beat me. I was like, all right, bro.
Uh,
I was like, all right, this ain't for me.
I see.
They shook my
Yeah.
hand. All right. But no, I love chess. I just never really gave it. After that, I just never gave the attention to, to really learn it or nothing like that. How's that? How long has it been for you?
It's been a year. So
Okay.
it's been a year. I've done one tournament, and I almost did another tournament this month, but I was like, I gotta do more of my tax classes. Unfortunately, I have to prioritize. So I'm glad I did because I wouldn't have gotten as far with my tax class if I did another tournament. But it just felt the issue with studying something like taxes is it's like we all out of necessity need it, right? But it's really hard to be passionate about it. So because it's just a lot of information. So right now I'm probably taking like a 1 or 2 week break. Just been studying chess, and then I'm gonna work on my channel more. But yeah,
Okay.
next month very likely I'm gonna like try to get at least 40 to 60% done with that tax class because it's applicable to everything
Hell
you
yeah.
learn in that class. It's applicable to the world. Like I haven't taken a class like that. I guess maybe certain programming classes are like that, but still, like if you don't have a computer, right, it's not applicable. If you don't have a phone,
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
applicable. But taxes, you cannot have any devices. You still need to pay your taxes, right? Or if you,
Yo,
for some reason, don't make enough, you don't have to pay taxes. Well, you got to make more money, right? So it's like either way, like
yeah. I just learned about like a C corp because I get I'm an independent contractor,
yeah,
so I just
yeah,
learned about C corps. I learned a lot about taxes recently.
yeah.
Like blew my fucking mind actually.
Yeah, yeah, it's
So
mind blowing. It is mind
yeah,
blowing, man. Like, what you realize is there are a lot of things in our tax code theoretically to help people, right? But the issue is a lot of times it's so complicated. How many people really get helped by all that stuff?
yeah,
And
they really
when you make a mistake, you get punished. So, like, it's like, can you just simplify this? But obviously, we know why. Like, there's a lot of reasons why they don't simplify it because, if there's a barrier to entry, then only the people with the resources can take advantage,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean it's like so being married, that right there opened my eyes up to the whole
Oh, yeah.
tax thing.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that shit changed everything.
Yeah.
And then there's a guy I trained with. He's an accountant, and he was putting me on, and I was like, yo, this shit sounds like a. This don't even sound like English. The stuff he was saying,
Yeah.
but he been
Yeah.
putting me on. And one thing I will say, the IRS, you don't want to play with them, but they are kind of fair. They give you a time to pay what you got to
Yeah,
pay or
they're
whatever.
very fair. People don't
Yeah,
realize, like, don't play with them, but if you need to communicate with them, they'll
yeah,
listen.
they will.
That's
Yeah,
the
they
thing.
will.
People
Yeah,
don't understand. Like,
they
if you
will.
just explain it, or even if you just put the effort to give them a call,
The
usually they're like,
call.
okay,
Yeah,
you get a 2 month more extension or a 3 month more extension. Like, they're very fair. People don't
yeah.
understand that.
I didn't think it was gonna be fair when I was going. So um, I live in Bed Stuy, but downtown Brooklyn is only 15 minutes away from me.
Hmm.
And I went to their office, and I was like, "Yo, this is better than what I thought it was." I thought it was gonna like try to violate me, but like you said, they actually pretty fair. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I advise everybody to learn something about taxes,
Yeah. Learn
even if you're
something.
not gonna become an accountant or something. You should still know about state tax, city tax, what
Yeah.
a C corp is,
Yeah.
LLC, all of that shit. Like,
Yeah.
especially as
Exactly.
like a fight as a fighter going forward, I'm definitely gonna be a little, way more, what's the word, frugal
Yeah.
in knowing what to do as far as taxes. I didn't know about paying annually. I didn't know about none of that stuff, and I learned in like a week.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, don't do this, don't do this. I'm definitely gonna use you when that when you graduate.
Yeah, sure, sure, absolutely. I mean, yeah, when I graduate, like sometimes if you get me in the right mood, I already talk about it. So like I'm sure once I graduate, I'll be like, okay, yeah, I can actually talk about it now. Sure, it's not financial advice, but still, I'll feel more confident talking about
Yeah,
it. So
yeah, hell yeah.
yeah,
What are you more passionate about, chess or the taxes?
um, definitely chess. But like,
Definitely.
unfortunately, the taxes are way more applicable to life, right? And that's why
Yeah,
it's like I know I have to finish this. It's like because like when I visit my parents on the East Coast, I can look at their tax returns from the
hell
past, and I could
yeah,
be like, because obviously the tax code has evolved and changed too. So I could be like, oh, what was it like before? The whole standard deduction thing. As a married person, you had a much higher standard deduction, which
yeah.
reduced your tax burden. But like the whole standard deduction thing was not probably even in existence when we were kids. Like a lot of
Mm,
these things were added. It's like a lot of things change.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I want to see how it's evolved. And another thing, I guess since we're talking about this, like people, if you want to do research on this, either take an accredited course or a course that like has people like backing it up, right? Don't just read shit on Google. Don't just read a book that you can
Yeah.
buy on Amazon. I had to unfortunately cut off an idiot from my life because like he bought some stupid ass book from Amazon and like it was funny when he was just talking about it, but then like I think he like took it way too seriously. Like he saw that I was taking like an actual tax class and he was trying to like lecture me and at that point, I'm like, dude, and I looked up the author of that book. The author of that book was put in jail for tax fraud.
Oh, oh
You gonna
shit.
fucking trust this guy?
Oh shit.
Yeah. I told him, I'm like, you're messing with a potential side hustle of mine, okay? Don't fucking do
Yeah.
that. But I'm just telling this to people like people think they know stuff, but honestly, you can just go on the IRS website. Like the IRS website has everything there. Yes, it's
They do,
intimidating to
yeah.
read, but like don't trust Uncle Reddit, don't trust Uncle Google. Like someone tell you something, double check it. If you can't ask a tax preparer or accountant or a tax lawyer or someone, go to the IRS website. You can even honestly call them. Yes,
Yeah,
it'll
that's what I
take like
did. I
two
spoke to
hours.
them
Yeah,
on the phone.
yeah,
I spoke to them
yeah,
on the phone. It was like they walked me. It was an older lady. She was real nice.
yeah,
I think they was in Virginia somewhere. No, Iowa somewhere. But she
yeah,
walked me through
yeah,
everything.
yeah,
And then I went to the IRS building downtown. But yeah, it's better to do it that way. Don't be.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm not going to get some random Tom and Harry Dick's book. Like,
yeah, yeah, exactly. And this, you guys wonder why we're talking about. You see the same thing in martial arts, right? Like you see this is how people do the bullshido. Like you see it, and I'm like, holy shit! This friend of mine that used to call out bullshido with me can't see his own bullshido when it comes to finances. Like
mm,
there's no secret formula. Like his book felt like to him probably like a secret formula for financial success. There's no
mm.
secret, just like there's no secret dimmock in martial arts.
Yeah, it
That's a
ain't.
good
Yeah, it ain't.
analogy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's no
It
like
ain't.
secret thing you can put and like write and like discharge your debts. There's no secret bullshit like that. Okay.
Nah.
Yeah.
What? Uh, do you remember the era where like I had a cousin? He told me when I was like 5. If I'm 5, he was probably like 10. He said, "Yeah, my master could throw Hadoukens." I was like, "Oh shit!" Like I want to meet him. Nah, he went back to China to train. I was like, "All right." So there was an era, especially here in the hood of New York, because everybody did martial arts in the hood in New York.
Yeah.
So it was an era of dudes talking about, well, yeah, my master could do. They didn't call it cheat. They were saying Hadouken, like he
Hadouken.
threw energy and shit like that. And
Yeah.
that was a big thing back in the day. The no touch knockouts and all of that. That's why I'm glad we have people like you and your channel to expose all of the bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was
It's
a
just
big thing.
it's just amazing. Just like I'm so glad we're talking about this and like talking about the other stuff we're into because I try to explain to this dude that it's sort of the same analogy as like bullshido, but then until I talk to you about this? I'm like, yeah, that really was a fitting analogy I gave him. He just chose not to listen.
That
But
was
it
his
is
fault. Yeah,
like that.
that's his fault.
Yeah,
That's his
exactly.
fault.
It is like that because like almost with every area, we focus on martial arts, but with almost every area, there's like a Hadoken equivalent, right? With anything.
Yeah, there's always gonna be something fraudulent
Yeah.
that's gonna pop in. But that's human. That's kind of like just baked in us, I guess.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
there's always gonna be something to where it's like, all right, well, we gotta, and luckily there's a way to test things out.
Yeah.
If it doesn't come out in the wash, it just doesn't come out in the wash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, like people don't like George Dillman. I'm not. Yeah, I don't believe in that. No, what's it? He got the no touch knockout
Yeah. The Dimmak. He
bullshit.
loves calling
Yeah,
Dimmak. Yeah.
that's bullshit. But I fucks with George Dillman because what I seen him do when he was young, the fighting. I like the fighting. People don't like Steven Seagal. I fucking love Steven Seagal. There's no Sensei Seagal slander coming this way.
I
Do I think he's a fighter? No, no. Do I think he will fight you? I think he might.
think
He
he
might.
probably will.
I think he will. But I don't. I don't buy into. I don't buy into the shit thinking it is real. I just have fun with it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
But some people will say, "Yo, it's all fraudulent." It is what it is. But I'm just glad that now we have an apparatus to say, "All right, does this match up or does it?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's. I'm happy to live in a world where we can do that
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
versus, you know, yeah, yeah. I could talk about this shit all day. I could literally talk about this shit all day.
Yeah. I mean, it's important because, I mean, we all lived through that pandemic, man. There was so much misinformation coming from all
Oh
sides, okay? I'm
yeah.
not just calling out
Oh
one side. There's so much
yeah.
misinformation. So it's like, how can you, like, basically, part of it is unfortunately our school system. Our school system didn't teach us how, it tried, okay, to its credit. I think it tried, but
You think
it
so?
didn't
Think it
teach us
tried?
how to critically think, man. It really didn't. Like, okay, you hear a piece of information. What is the first thing you think about, right? Most people don't know. It's like, okay, who's delivering it, right? Nobody thinks like that. Oh, okay, okay, all right, all right. So he said something. Okay, like does the logical flow follow? Okay, okay, all right, all right. You like we're not taught that anymore. Or like maybe some of us just forgot how to think critically. It's so interesting.
Okay, so I read the uh Lao Tzu's book. How do you say Tao Te Ching?
Yeah, 《道德经》. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Boom. I have it over here. One of my favorite and you can easily read through this book like it's nothing. One of my favorite pages is the page about impartiality, right? How the Tao is impartial.
Mm-hmm.
So I've for the past like 6 years, I've taken that to heart, just being impartial. When it comes to information, if I'm saying something, it's and if I'm right, it's not me being right. The things I'm telling you stand on its own merit, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The things that I say are right because they're correct, not because of me. A lot of people want themselves to be correct versus the information as there. I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm not rich. I'm not a celebrity. I don't have followers. So if I'm telling you something, that's because I think this is the best course of action based on the evidence that I have. Now, case in point, if you look at like what you said, the pandemic, so many different people were fighting each other to say who's right, who's wrong. That doesn't get us anywhere. This is where critical thinking dies because now we're just going into zealotry.
Yeah.
It's no longer, well, what's the best course of action moving forward? Now it's no, this is my point, and I want it to be right. I'm gonna stick this circle, I'm just gonna stick this square into this circle. Like that's what we have right now, which sucks, which
Yeah.
really sucks. We saw it with the election. Like that's I don't know what's happening in LA, but yo, here in New York, the city was torn asunder under
Wow.
this damn election.
Wow. Like people protested and everything.
People cutting each other off,
Wow.
families hating each other,
Wow.
um, over Kamala and Trump. People, yo, if you voted for him, I do not respect you. Like just shit just happening versus how do you want your country to be? What
Yeah.
do you want for your country? I'm
Yeah.
not telling you who to vote for. Do your own research,
Yeah.
figure out what you think you and your country need.
Yeah.
It was none of that. It
Yeah.
was I want who I want to win because X,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, which is a pretty echo chamber way to. think about things.
Yeah, definitely. The only kind of funny thing that happened in LA was a lot of people who really thought Kamala would win, like they were so sad that like a few of them like couldn't go out for a few days or like
I
just
seen
like
that. I seen
they
people. Yeah, I
laid in
seen that.
bed for a few days. I was like,
I seen that. Yeah, I seen that people cutting their hair, women
yeah,
cutting their hair,
yeah,
women saying that they're not gonna have sex with men for
yeah,
the next 4 years, and it's like, oh, that kind of works though. That's kind of better. You're
yeah,
not gonna just, So like, yeah, that depression thing over an election is crazy.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Cause
exactly. And like it happened to people that I didn't even think would like normal day to day. They seemed like very, very level headed, but like they're like, oh, I was like, well, okay, all right, okay,
yeah,
you
cause that's not
figured
even
yourself out.
that's like religion almost. That's
Yeah,
not even like politics. That's like
yeah, yeah,
religion. Like
yeah,
you have a set dogma and
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. And with a democracy, you can't be that zealous. Like the
yeah,
whole
you
point of
can't.
democracy is one compromise, but even more importantly than compromise is people have to be informed. And
Yes,
part of being
yes,
informed is being impartial. If you're biased already, you're not going to take the right evidence and like actually get informed, right? So it's like impartiality is such an important part of being an American.
yes.
And I tell this to people. I, of course, swing a little right of center, but I tell people I want to look at the issues. I want to learn. I want to learn. That is what I do, right? I always tell people that. So, but it's like I'll talk to people on the right. I'll talk to people on the left. I'll talk to people, north, south, whatever, east, west, and like it's like do you understand you're in a little bit of a I know Cavali, you can get along with anyone, right? Me too. And
Yeah,
that's why I think we're more able to spot if we're falling down a rabbit hole or falling into some sort of not transparent type of bubble, right? But like I think
yeah.
some people, because they don't have that experience of being able to go between communities and stuff, it's really hard for them.
Well, yeah, you gotta catch us. Like I catch myself sometimes when I'm like, nobody's perfect, but like all right, maybe I'm bug. I'll tell myself maybe I'm bugging. Like maybe I'm slipping. So I'll try to catch myself to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? A lot of
Yeah.
people can't. Case in point, if we're practicing Muay Thai, right, and you got a shit switch kick, your switch kick is horrible. That's something that you should address. That's not a matter of, well, I feel like it's good. No, it's a matter of you should address that. Practice your switch. Practice not when you switch. Practice not moving forward before you kick. Practice moving to the side when you kick. Practice when you throw the kick, your knee should cross their belly. There's certain things that you should be doing where the impartiality comes involved because now it's not about what you feel.
Yeah.
Like you said, a lot of people haven't been through those things, so it's not like they can really catch themselves. The reason why I know is because I come from a Baptist family. Like my family's Black American from the South, so when they came to New York, they brought that Baptist, you know, dogma with them. I grew up in that, so I know as an atheist now, I know how to like not be swayed by dogmatic principles. And I'm not saying that they bad, or I'm just saying that for me personally, I know when I'm getting cornered into something like that. Everybody don't have that. Some people have only been coddled their whole life. Some people have only been noticing one situation. Case in point, I be on Twitter a lot, or X now. You got so many men and women. If you don't like they post enough, it's like rage, or it's like they post something and you have just a little pushback, it's just rage because their whole life they've been conditioned to feeling, yo, what I think is correct and that's it. And if you don't
Yeah.
think like me, it's not that you're wrong. It's not disagree agree to disagree. It's you're a bad person.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's like the
Yeah.
number one
Yeah.
uh thing you see. And I think that shit is asinine personally.
Yeah. I love that word. It's so asinine. When did it
Yeah.
become okay? Yeah, you don't agree with me, therefore, right? You're a bad person.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah. What happened to tolerance? Remember when it was like tolerance or like, yo, we don't think the same and shit like that. But now it's like, yo, you have to think like me.
yeah.
You have. I'm a good person, so you have to think like
Yeah.
me.
And
Yeah,
one of the things I always tell people, a side effect slash another thing that this type of thinking causes is that people arrive at conclusions differently, right? But
Yes,
because we're
yes,
so
yes.
end conclusion focused, we don't examine the process. So, because, all we care is that they agree with us, but we don't look at their method for why they agree with us. It
Yeah.
actually creates even worse situations sometimes. You could be hanging out with someone who like sees the world the same as you, but their methodology was complete asinine methodology. That person you
Mm.
probably shouldn't, just
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that
yeah.
person agrees with you, that don't mean he's good. Doesn't mean he's good for you. Doesn't
Yeah.
mean you want to hang out with him, right? And I realized I had to like remind myself, like, just because someone agrees with me, I gotta examine their methodology. And this I will tell you, people love to criticize the left on this. This happens on the right too, man. A lot of
Happened,
people on
yeah,
the right.
hell
It's like you're like, how did you get to A to B? Like you agree with me, but like your A is different than my A. Ugh. Like,
you
and
know what I think it is?
yeah,
I think what happened is that the left got super radical, super left. So it left a bad taste in people's mouths to where they're not worried about the right anymore. We kind of, some people are like, we kind of, and on the political spectrum, I'm in the middle. Like I'm apolitical. But on the right, it's kind of like we already know what they were saying. We got super leftists on this side. It got to the point of no return almost.
yeah, yeah,
So
definitely.
that's why people are taught. That's why it's highlighted so more in politics now. Because I remember when it was just like, yo, we might not agree, but it's just like, all right, whatever. We just going,
Yeah,
you know. Now it's just like this side. We're the right side, and that's it.
yeah, yeah,
And that kind of like put a bad taste in the whole country. Because you look at the whole country is like, fuck that. We want Trump.
yeah.
People are saying no. The country didn't want this. They obviously
Oh,
did
they
because
did. They
they
did.
obviously did.
Bro, here in Santa Monica, where normally people would never like ever admit, I was standing outside the supermarket election day and guys were just openly admitting they voted for Trump. I had never ever seen that in Cali
Bro, yeah,
ever, bro. Like people wanted Trump, bro. People wanted Trump in this
yeah. I'm
election.
in New York, and the people. You know how many Trump 2020 dudes saying Trump 2025, and I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad at them. Vote for who you want to. I didn't vote. I registered, but I didn't vote. Vote for who you think is gonna help you. And
Yeah,
obviously, the country was like, "Yo, he's gonna help us."
yeah,
Now, I wasn't a big fan of Kamala personally. I wasn't, but there was no bias in my direction. It's just she said some things that I personally didn't think would help me and black people, black Americans personally. So I was like, I'm not gonna vote. But everybody else did, and that shit was swing to the right. Like, do one. If this was a fight, if this was a boxing match, he would have won 120. He would have won 120 to 108. That
yeah,
shit was.
yeah,
She got walked.
yeah, yeah. That's a great analogy. It would have been like 120 to 108. I love it. I love it.
Everything is fight analogy with me, bro.
Yeah,
Everything is
yeah.
fight.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's important. I mean, that's why if you look at my channel, right? That's why my channel loves to find the opposite side because just like I want to keep myself honest in other things in life, it's the same with martial arts. Oh, Jerry, why are you always cherry picking? No, I'm not cherry picking. If something presents something counter to what you think, I want to present it. That's not cherry picking. That's just you have to keep in mind maybe it's just an exception, maybe it's more, right? You gotta that's how
Yeah.
you constantly not just formulate an argument, but formulate a view that is correct with reality. You constantly have to
Yes. Yes.
challenge
Yes.
yourself.
Yes. Yes. As you said, reality.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Because a lot of times we get the feels. I feel like I can do this. I feel like I'm
Yeah.
not. But first of all, what you doing? Is it applicable? Is it applicable to you, the situation? And does it line up with reality? So a lot of times people aren't living in fucking reality.
Yeah.
They're living in Twitter world or
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
shit like
Or
that.
or just like even if they're not on these social media platforms, I've just met people who like, oh, they'll blame AI, they'll blame women, but it's like
Yeah.
you yourself, you're 220 pounds. What the fuck are you doing? And you're blaming women for not finding you attractive. Yeah, sometimes they might find a 220-pound person attractive, but like you're not at your best shape. You don't know how to talk to people. You make
Yeah.
everyone feel awkward. You blame AI, you blame women, you blame the left, you blame.
You talking about incels?
I mean, I
I
guess
just
you could
learned
use
about what
that
that
word.
is. I just learned what that is.
Yeah. I guess we
I
used to be,
literally,
but yeah.
I just learned about what that shit is, bro. That is,
Mhm.
yo, what are we living in? What are we
Yeah.
living in?
Yeah.
Yo, the guy said girls don't like him because his wrist is skinny. Like, what the fuck are we living
Oh
in?
my God. Yeah. Yeah, like things like that. Like it's just yeah, it's just
Bro?
I unfortunately I had a friend like this in my life that I had to cut off. And I was always because he was my friend, I was always trying to help him and eventually I was just like I can't do it anymore. Like, he needs to just one day just he needs to help himself, right? And
Yeah,
so
like,
like I think back on it, I'm like I understand because of this pandemic, a lot of times we're just like whoever we could find as friends, we'll just be friends with them. But after all this shit is over, it's like oh you got to be more selective with the people around in your life, especially I got goals and dreams, you got goals and dreams. It's like you got to be careful with people like that. But yeah, this one person in particular is just like oh my god the stuff he would say. I'm like, I think about it now. He's the same guy who read that stupid book on
oh, it's
like
the same dude.
same dude. Same, of course, it's the same dude, man. Imagine him like if he ever goes on a date with a girl and he's talking this financial bullshit. Like, you know what I mean?
Ugh.
This
Speaking of
book
that,
I read. Oh my god! There it says like you write this thing and then you get money from the government. It's like what the fuck?
yeah, I would, yeah, yeah, that's bullshit. I would never dig into that. Like, listen, if you're a young dude and or just a dude in general, and you don't know how to talk to girls, bro, figure out who you are first.
Yeah, figure out who you are first.
Kid in my gym, he was like, "Yo, you teach me how to have game." No, he said you talk about women a lot. I was like, "Yeah, you teach me how to have game." I was like, "No, I don't have game. Like, I like women. So I'm not trying to talk to girls because what I think other guys might think. I actually like women. So my thing is, I pay attention to detail. I love history.
Yeah,
I would depending on what country the girl from, I might bring up something from a political thing or not political, like a historical thing or cultural thing from a country to start a conversation. Or I like women, so I like to actually talk to them. A lot of these dudes have this perception of porn as real women. I'm gonna rizz her up and fuck her, and that's it.
yeah,
Versus actually knowing the woman.
yeah.
Like I'm sure you heard this before. And this happened to me recently. I was picking up an order and I showed the guy my phone. He said, "Why's your phone in Asian?" I was like, I see Japanese. Oh yeah, that's Asian, right? I was like, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And I left, but in Asian to me was funny as fuck. Like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah.
but you always hear guys say, "Yeah, I like an Asian girl," or "I like an Asian." It's like, yo, do you really like the girl, or do you just fetishize in the ethnicity that she's from? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's what we living in at the moment. We're
Yeah,
not living
yeah.
in brass tacks reality.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And that's why it's so funny because unfortunately a lot of our dating culture, not porn's a big part that ruined it, but
Hell,
another thing that ruined it was just all these like stupid gurus who are like telling people,
oh
"Yeah,
yeah,
dude,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
all about your game. It's all, they basically I remember there's this a lot of these books were like, "Yeah, dude, like people who meet people through hobbies, like that's the old stupid way." It's like you got to find out who you are. If you're not meeting
Yeah.
people through your hobbies, that's a problem. Like the whole like finding a hobby and meeting people somehow got demonized. It's like,
Oh, it did?
yeah, yeah, I'm telling you, like I'm telling you, that's part of the reason why like those incels have so much trouble because they got convinced that like, oh yeah, like if you meet people through your hobbies, that's like the weak way. That's like trying to go around the problem. You just have to like get the women. It's like no, you have to like be someone.
Yeah.
And if you have no
You got
passions, you have no goals, you have no hobbies, how are you going to be an interesting person? Again, it's not what other people think of you. That's an important part, but it's like you yourself got to be someone, right? And that makes you interesting. It's not you have to be an interesting person for other people to like you. It's like you yourself just have to be interesting and people will like you.
yeah.
But like somehow that portion of it got lost. And I started seeing this in college. I had guys like showing me books and stuff like that. And I was like, but I didn't stay in touch with them after college for obvious reasons because they're just not interesting people. And like
Mm.
you think you can't get girls, well, it's like maybe you have the causation ass backwards. It's not that you don't have game; it's that you're not interesting.
Yeah.
So don't
Or
try to
or
work
or
on your game. Just like build yourself
build
up.
yourself. Yeah,
You
and
know?
some guys thinking just like being a nice guy. It's like, bro, that's. I saw some video of a guy. I think he got stood up. He had flowers, whatever, and he was like, I don't understand why this always happens to me. And everybody was like, he's such a nice guy. But be it, they say girls go for the bad guys. Does the bad guy make her laugh? Does the bad guy make her smile? Like, it's not just about you being nice, because now it becomes disingenuous.
Yeah,
You know, what I mean?
yeah,
That's kind of like snaky.
yeah.
Um, there's a movie, I think it's called The Last Version or The Last American Version or some shit like that.
Oh, I haven't seen that
That
one.
movie is perfect because
Okay, I'll look this up.
Gary was the nice guy that couldn't get the girl. Rick was the guy that got the girl.
Hmm.
I hope I don't get the names wrong, but I think it's Gary was the simp and Rick was the. That movie shows you how not to be a simp
Mm.
because everything Gary did didn't work out for him, but the so-called not so nice guy got the girl. But
Hmm. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna save this up. A lot of these coming of age movies, like some of them are really good. Some of them are like, but okay, I gotta look this one up.
hold on one
It's
minute.
it's so cool, dude. Cavalli, I love that. I haven't like really talked about this with people for a while, just because I got other focus
Now, let
going
me get
on.
this
But
right quick.
it's fun to shoot the shit on this stuff
Yo,
once in a while,
of
because,
course.
dude, I'm telling you, a lot of our society's lost, man. A lot of our society's lost on this stuff, and it's just like people need to hear that. And unfortunately, that whole Andrew Tate stuff during the pandemic makes
Ah,
stuff worse, man. It just like people, it's so easy. Like the dating culture is just another symptom, another reflection of just the lack of critical thinking in
yeah,
our
it is because,
culture.
like you said, with the whole Angie Tate thing, you got 13-year-olds talking about. I saw some 13-year-old kid. He was like, "You walk to a restaurant, you think what you're gonna eat? I'm thinking about how I'm gonna run this restaurant in the next 5 years. And I'm gonna get this." I'm like, "Yo, what are we talking about? Like, bro, you're 13.
Yeah.
Like, my little brothers don't have that. Like, that's why I say the internet and real life are two different things. My little brothers had me for one, and then two is like that internet shit is only gonna get you so far. Once you leave your block, once you leave your house. I don't know about everybody else's situation, but where I'm from, like in the hood, and that shit don't really work in real life. That's just that shit is asinine after a certain point. Like
Yeah.
you're living in fantasy. You're living in a fantasy life. But I will say, I've seen some shit recently with like Fresh and Fit and those guys. Like all that, I think all of that shit is just grifting. All that shit is grifting.
Yes.
That's all it is. Literally grift. Andrew Tate too. I think Andrew Tate he had a black father, so he kind of learned some shit from his father. But at the end of the day, like I said, all that shit is grifting. I don't see nothing that these dudes do or say that's like you really gonna succeed with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did martial arts. I watched him fight when I was younger, but them dudes could eat a man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Emery Tate. Yeah, because I know Andrew Tate's father was a really good chess player. So
I heard that. Yeah,
yeah.
I heard that. I heard
Yeah.
that.
Oh wow, his father died at 56.
Damn,
Wow.
that's young.
Yeah. Oh, died of a heart attack. Oh wow.
That's young as hell.
Yeah.
56.
Yeah.
Not even. Damn, that's younger than Mike Tyson.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Nah, listen, man. I'm trying to be like, hey, how's you from Tekken? I want to live to be in my
Yeah.
80s.
And
Like,
Andrew grew up with his mom. Yeah, so they
uh,
mom and dad divorced in 97, and then Tate Tatum went back to England. That's why he has a British accent. That makes sense.
wait, how old is he?
Let's see, how old is Andrew Tate? He's probably 30 something, 37. Okay. So
What?
he spent 10 years with a full family. I see. And then after 10 he went back to England. So then he only lived with his mom. So his teenage years he was with his mom. Yeah.
I thought he was way older than that. Oh
Yeah.
shit.
I mean, he had the shaved head, and he sort of almost like talks like a boomer, right? But yeah,
He does. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
he talks
He
like a
does.
fast talking boomer, like a
A
like a
lot of that shit, girl. He goes into like the whole like. I think that red pill shit. It turns you. I think that shit turns you into like a white supremacist or like a.
yeah. You got to be very careful with that stuff, man. The,
Yeah.
the the guy who I was telling you about, he was Latino, and he was always defending white people. Even when like we weren't even talking about white people. I'm like, dude, what? How does that relate to the conversation right now? We're talking about something else. Like I'm telling you, like you got to be very careful. I'm not saying there isn't stuff that you could pull from any of these movements that might help you, but you just have to be critical. You have to be
Yeah,
critical.
critical.
Whenever
Yeah,
something's a little extreme, understand why it's extreme, and then think about yourself. Right? That you have to think about yourself. Okay, like why does this resonate with me? And then you have to rationally, logically think about why it resonates with me. How much of it is okay? Like maybe I have some darkness, like how much of it? Oh, maybe it can help me. Like you really have to critically think about this stuff. That's all. That's the whole theme of this conversation that Cavali and I are having. Like we're having such a great conversation about this. Like martial arts, anything. Like you have to really critically think about.
yeah. That's like I'm going to an MMA fight, but I'm gonna learn Tai Chi for it. And then not to shit on Tai Chi, but just it's not applicable.
Yeah,
You might like it. You might have liked that movie Tai Chi Master with Jet Li. You may have loved it, but I don't think you're gonna. I don't think that's the right tool for the job.
yeah.
Um,
That is
we
such a
really,
great analogy, guys. Cavali gave like one of the best analogies. Like a lot of this, whatever these movements that are a little bit radical, it is sort of like okay, I'm going to prepare for an MMA fight by doing Tai Chi or doing Aikido. And that is a really good analogy that Cavali just gave. Doesn't mean
yeah,
some
because
of it might not apply, but is it the best? Is it the most proven? Probably not.
I mean, I know, I know a jab works 90 to 100% of the time. I know I can throw my jab all the time. Am I gonna do like some?
Yeah,
I've never done it where it worked. I've never done
yeah,
that where it worked, so I'm not
yeah,
gonna try. You know what I mean? Like I
yeah,
wouldn't use a flathead screwdriver as a hammer.
yeah,
Like it's just not, you know. Uh, but like I said, that's the world we live in.
yeah,
We're in the era now where it's like, yes, this square is gonna fit in this triangle,
yeah,
and I'm gonna make it happen. If you don't like it, you're a fascist.
yeah,
Which that's another thing that's getting thrown around like crazy. The word fascist.
yeah, yeah.
It's like
Yeah, it's just
it,
like words have meaning, right? And you have to remember, like, understand the word you're using. Like, if everyone's a racist or a fascist or whatever, everyone's a commie, whatever words they tossed around, then those words lose their meaning.
yeah,
Understand what a fascist actually is.
yeah,
Understand what a racist actually is. What is a commie? Like, understand that. People just use it as an insult.
yeah. And it's like we've seen a fascist government. It may not have been in our lifetime, but we've seen a fascist
Yeah,
government.
we have footage, we have books. Yeah,
Yeah, like we've actually seen
yeah,
those.
yeah,
So it's like you said, once you, I don't even want, I don't know if they necessarily lose meaning, but it's like it becomes a dog whistle after a while. So it's like dog whistle can, like a propaganda can turn into real things happening to you.
yeah,
A lot of times people will say race is a social construct. It's not real. And to be granted, all human beings on the planet Earth share 99.9% DNA with each other. Every single one of us. But the effects of this social construct, what we call race, are real. Like you can get judged and you can get harmed for it. So that
yeah,
shit is real. So it's not a lot of times we just dismiss things. Now I think everything needs to be studied. Everything
yeah.
needs to be critically examined. Every fucking thing.
Yeah.
I'm not letting nothing go past me.
Yeah.
I was in the hospital the other day. My grandmother fell Sunday night, so I went with her to the hospital. We went in at 12. It's like 5 in the morning, and I'm talking to the nurses and doctors, whatever. They're like, yeah, it's like 4 in the morning. You just noticing everything. It's like, yeah, I'm observing. No matter what, where I am, what I'm looking at, I'm making them laugh. I'm having fun. These girls look nice. I'm trying to raise them up. And they're like, you really observe everything. Yeah, shorty, you fucking right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm literally on everything. But that's because Muay Thai taught me that. Kung Fu taught me that. What attack do if I throw this jab, I throw this jab cross hook, what is my opponent, what options does he have after? What
Yeah.
can he attack me with after? If I throw first, will I be the third? If I go one, he goes one. Will I be the third? Will he stop me with that next one? So everything to me is from fighting in the martial arts, like every day. You know, that's it taught me literally how to navigate through life.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Um, I think this is a good stopping point. Let's talk again in February, if not before. But either way, guys, stay tuned for February. I think
Yeah, most
and but
definitely.
either way, Cavali's gonna be on Fight Commentary breakdowns. I'm sure a lot because whenever you want to send me some stuff, I'll figure out a way to
I
put it in.
got you. I definitely got you.
Yeah, cool. Well, guys, Cavali, thank you, man, and everyone
Appreciate you.
watching, whether watch it now or watch it later, send your questions for Cavali. So next time we talk, we can answer them. And seriously, like if you took anything to heart, a lot of life critical thinking isn't always easy, right? But it's important. Don't beat yourself up if some days you just want to like sit around, eat junk food, and watch like Netflix. It's fine, but don't make that your default.
Yeah,
Don't be like every day. Just someone tells you something. Oh, okay, all right. Oh, don't even think about it. You pick up any book. There's millions of books in the store. Every one of those books are all created equal. Right? You can't think like that. Just remember that. Same thing with the stuff you read online. This, you just have to turn this on. We're all smart in here. No matter
yeah.
what society tells you, all of us can use it. Okay.
What they used to say in daycare, put your thinking caps on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly. Okay, guys. Jared Cavalli, guys. When this gets encoded on YouTube, I'll link Cavalli's channel so everyone can see it. So everyone watching live, thank you, guys.